Right, so going to do a quick video on making a little neck knife for a Mora 510. These are actually quite small knives anyway. So a little bit of Kydex. I'm going to use these mini eyelets, which are smaller than normal ones. Keep the weight down, and you don't need massive holes. Instead of using paracord, we're going to use, this is either cub cord or what they call mini cord or micro cord, because that's what will have to fit through these. And then you've got the Kydex, the press, heat gun, etc. Oh, and this for hitting down the rivets. Should just about be enough to get that over there. A lot of it is just kind of, you've got to judge whether your overlap is going to work, if you know what I mean. Because sometimes you can, I suppose you could judge it if you had, say, a bit of fabric or a bit of paper. You might be able to make it slightly easier by holding your knife on, and then you kind of know roughly that's how much you're going to need, if that makes sense. Which hopefully this should just about be enough. To make this quicker, I'm just going to cut this off with these. Because if you cut, sometimes you can do it, you haven't cut this big enough, when you fold it over, it either doesn't reach the other side, or you don't get the flat spots, or you can't put your rivets on. But luckily, we're using small rivets, so you only need a small bit down the side to do it. Just about do it, I reckon. Right, get the heat out now. Alright, should do it. I'll press that down, then we'll come back to that. Right, I'll show you what we've got now. Came out pretty decent. Right, so we're only going to do a simple one. So I'm just going to roughly kind of draw on the kind of shape I want. So I kind of know where to put the eyelets. I'm going to take this out and just hold it on and look roughly where the blade goes. As long as I can get one there. Right, so we've got one at the end, and I'll do the rest an inch apart. I'll just roughly mark them. Unless I do this slightly different way, because I think I'd rather have two at the top. So I'll do one there and one quite close, and then we'll just slightly change the shape of that a bit. Remember, this is going to be a neck knife hanging off, so it ain't got to be too big and bulky. So I've got my drill bit with the relevant, I've got my drill with the relevant drill bits in. So I'll now drill some of these holes. And this is, I've already got in here the right drill bit for the small eyelets. That's the holes drilled. Now you've got to make sure there's no kind of rubbish in between those. So sometimes I do it with a file, sometimes do it with a bit of sandpaper. I just open it up a bit. Some of it is better with a file. Depends how tight it is. I just get that in there. Kind of just swipe it through a bit. And make sure they're laying flat, tight, so they seem alright. Now you can either trim it now and put these in first. So I reckon I might trim it down a bit actually. No, actually we'll go put the eyelets in first. Right, so you can see that those eyelets came out good. If you want to see them compared to a normal eyelet, I'll show you. And the ends, well, I think that'll fit straight through that. Nearly. Dropped it. Ideal, these little eyelets, for something like this, neck knife, neck sheath. So I might have to remark a little bit of this. You can always rub this out with a pencil later. You know, an eraser, pencil, rubber. Right, so I'm now going to put this in this vise. And because I use nearly all hand tools, so for the Dremel and the heat gun, I'm going to cut this, if I can find it, with a jigsaw. No, not a jigsaw, a coping saw. I forget what everything's called lately. Right, coping saw. Probably could have gone closer than that. Oh, it's tight still. Sometimes it's a bit too tight. What I might do is just cut a little bit off of here. I'm going to use the jigsaw, coping saw again to do that. Because I'm now putting the vise on the good part, what I want to keep, I'll put them rubber things back in there now. Suppose you want it pretty tight, but you don't want it so tight you can't get it out. Whereas I noticed this has got quite a good ridge on here and there, and these sometimes can become very tight in the sheath. So what I'm going to do now, instead of using the Dremel, I'll show you an idea you could do if you haven't got a Dremel. And so far we've not used nothing specialist to do this really, or nothing expensive I suppose. So what I've got here is, actually it's down there, I've got some sheets of sandpaper or glass paper, whatever, which I've stuck to some flooring. And that's basically flooring like this, like tiles, stick on tiles. I've peeled off the back and then I've stuck some wet and dry paper on it. I've done little different bits. I've marked on each one what they are. So we've got a fairly coarse one there. And you can kind of use these like this. See that part there where my fingers are, even though if you can see it, that's already started getting that bit good. That part there. Alright, so I'll do a bit of sanding, then we'll come back. I might wet this up a bit as well. That's it, nearly done. Don't know how much you can see that, but needs a little bit more. There's a couple of kind of saw marks there and there, but they'll soon come out. And then all you'd really need to do, and I'll show you now, is get your nano cord, or your cub cord does it as well. I think cub cord will go for it. That is cub cord. And that's £270 breaking strain, or you can use micro cord. And all you'd essentially need to do, depending on what way you want it to pull it out, or you could use ball chain things, you know, the kind of thing you get on dog tags. And I'll just do an overhand knot, whatever. And you want to be careful you don't get strangled though. And that is it essentially. Just bring this down a little bit. Essentially is it. That's very lightweight. And you can carry it like that. To be honest, these are surprisingly lightweight. That ain't gonna come out of there at all. So a simple way to make a mora 510 neck sheath. Right, anyway, cheers for watching. I'll see you later.